Hello everyone, and welcome to my and our American TV show official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, November 5, show Tracy Abbott will somehow catch Alan Laurent off guard. It may call for a love profession or perhaps some other romantic surprise. In any event, Tracy will wow Alan on Tuesday's show. Again, Y&R has hinted that Alan might really be Martin Laurent following one last twin switch, so a curveball could be building up. Billy Abbott may use some direction. Watch for him to get it ultimately from Tracy. Once Tracy and Martin get down with Billy at Crimson Lights, Tracy might prod him to set his ego aside and concentrate on what actually counts. Should Billy fail to establish peace with Lily Winters, he could lose the Abbott Chancellor throne. Sharing power with Lily is better than having no power at all. Therefore, Billy will ultimately understand he has to bow to Jill Abbott's demands. Billy would prefer keep running the show alone, but he'll determine that it's time to make a sacrifice here. According to Y&R spoilers, Billy will urge Lily to pardon him and propose team administration of the Abbott Chancellor Kingdom once more. While Lily mulls over Billy's proposal, Nate Hastings will make a critical choice. It sounds like Nate will choose to look for his half-brother and bring Damien back to see Amy Lewis before she dies. Naturally, Nate is feeling nervous about the thought of searching down this man he's never met and blowing up his life with significant family disclosures. Nevertheless, Nate may not be able to refuse Amy her last desire considering what she's up against. Our forecasts indicate to Nate's Damien search coming with some shockers, so don't miss what's in store. The Young and the Restless spoilers predict Nate will offer Amy information on some significant news soon enough, so she may be relieved by his readiness to locate Damien. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Monday, November 4, says that Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott will meet up at Society, where they'll drink, tell jokes and share some crazy memories. Billy will eventually drop Sally off to her suite, but she'll opt not to let him in for a nightcap just yet. That said, Billy and Sally will acknowledge that they like spending time together, so they'll surely be becoming closer. At the Abbott mansion, Claire Newman will assure Kyle Abbott that she doesn't want to stop, so their make-out session will escalate as they proceed to the bedroom. Although Claire will unbutton Kyle's shirt and fall back on the bed with him, Summer Newman's return will derail matters. When Summer comes back for her phone, she'll discover Claire's purse is still there. Summer will shout out to Kyle and Claire upstairs, so Kyle will come down with his shirt still unbuttoned. It'll be evident that Summer isn't happy about this development, but she'll pretend she saw Claire's purse and believed maybe she stayed because Harrison Abbott was sick on Halloween sweets. After Kyle insists Harrison is okay and asleep, he'll send Summer on her way. When Claire comes downstairs thereafter, she'll say that Summer's visit threw her off and made her think maybe this isn't the perfect moment. Kyle will tell Claire to take all the time she needs and swear to be there when she's ready, so they'll share another kiss. At Crimson Lights, Daniel Romalotti Jr. will talk to Phyllis Summers about his strategy to catch the true Heather Stevens culprit. Of course, Phyllis will think Sharon Newman is to blame and will urge Daniel to follow her lead once Sharon is around. Once Phyllis asks if Sharon has seen any ghosts, she'll say she knows what Sharon did and has proof. Sharon will look disturbed at that news and will demand to know what Phyllis is talking about. However, Sharon will ultimately act like there's no proof to locate as Nick Newman arrives to eavesdrop. Phyllis will walk away as Sharon struggles to convince Daniel that she could never harm Heather. Sharon will act like Phyllis is acting crazier than normal, but Daniel will say she's being protective and will stand by his innocence. Nick will continue listening in and will question Sharon once she's alone. Sharon will basically act like Phyllis is bothering her and will advise she should seek a restraining order. Once Nick gets Sharon home, he'll convince her to hold off on the restraining order for now. Nick would imply it'd merely make Sharon look guilty, though he'll assure her that he doesn't believe Phyllis' assertions. Nick also won't believe it's a good idea to give Phyllis' family more to deal with, so he'll try to convince her to back off Sharon and avoid the restraining order. And our episode, Daniel will confront Phyllis for telling Sharon that they have proof when they don't really. Phyllis will claim that if you put enough pressure on a nut, it's going to crack. With that in mind, Phyllis will try to gaslight Sharon into thinking they have evidence and build a trap so that she'll go down for Heather's demise. Summer will arrive and get updates on this plan as well, but she'll concur with Daniel about it being too harsh. Nevertheless, Daniel will respect Phyllis' willingness to fight for justice, and will swear they'll get that for Heather, whether Sharon is innocent or not. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest Sharon has more challenges ahead of her, so we'll offer you predictions on the twists and turns of the inquiry. The Young and the Restless spoilers predict that Amy Lewis will finally meet back up with Nate Hastings and hope for positive news. Amy certainly made a strong pitch to Nate, so she's hopeful he'll agree to find his half-brother, Damien, before she passes away. Since Amy is coping with a deadly diagnosis, time is of the importance. There'd be no story if Nate rejected Amy's proposition, so it seems probable he'll move forward with an urgent inquiry. Nate may agree to assist find Damien, but it should be challenging without much of something to go on. It's going to take resources to locate Damien in the coming weeks or months, so Nate may link up with a surprising investigation partner. I and our fans know there was considerable friction when Nate was driven out of Newman Enterprises. Victor wasn't too happy with Nate back then, but he used to respect Nate and relied on him as a doctor once upon a time. Plus, Victor understands the importance of family, therefore he might be willing to aid Nate with his half-brother mission. Perhaps Nate will head to Victor's office, relate this hard predicament and wonder if the mustache would be willing to help. Victor could admire Nate for having the bravery to just come to him and respectfully ask for the aid he needs. Maybe Victor will be willing to come through for Nate when it counts. Of course, it's also possible Nate will turn to Victoria Newman or Abby Newman Abbott first. One or both of them could soften Victor up and get him to hear Nate out. Whatever the case, Victor has a large team of people that might help track down Damien in a hurry. Nate can't just go about knocking on doors and expect genuine results, so he'll have to think broader if he wants to reconnect Damien with Amy before it's too late. That could pave the door for Nate and Damien to someday create a sibling bond, but finding Damien is the first step on this challenging road. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest Nate will need someone to pitch in on his inquiry, so check with us for updates on Victor's possible role and predictions on whether he'll get the job done. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment below, and if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time.